Hello, everybody. Oh my god, I was just thinking about how I say way too much when I'm making videos. Going and I was like, so I'm not gonna do that, and then I immediately do it. I almost did it right there. But it has been a little over 3 months since I've had a drink. So that was April 2nd that I stopped drinking, and now it is July 9th. So it has been amazing. I truly love not drinking, and I thought I would hate it, and I thought it would be hard, always knowing that it was the right thing to do, and that eventually, if I were ever able to conquer it and be able to learn how to not drink, that it would just open up a whole set of doors for me. I can't not do the thing. But it's been awesome. It gets easier as time goes by. I think being an alcoholic, that being like a sub-genre of addiction, or at least its own compartment of it. I'm an addict, so my relationship with things usually is, in the excess, or I focus very heavily on them. So for me, it's been working out. I put on a little bit of size. But yeah, going to the gym, reading, really accomplishing short-term goals and having those string together to become like medium-term goals, and those kind of setting the foundation to really get some long-term goals. So I drink non-alcoholic beer when I go out with friends. If I do go out, I don't really go, bar hopping anymore, but I've gone one time I can think of. Yeah, I've only gone actually to the bars one time, and I'll just have like a water with a lime in it or a non-alcoholic beer. And I really realized that if I want to drink, I will drink. No one's going to hold me accountable. Like, there are going to be times that I'm by myself, that no one is going to be around to stop me. And it's got to really be something that you hold yourself accountable for. I'm in the best shape of my life right now. I feel phenomenal. So much of my stressors are gone. And there really is life on the other side of this. There's so many cliches that you hear when, if you go to an AA for the first time and you try to I'm not doing any meetings or anything like that. It's just me not drinking. And, but you hear all these different cliches and of, one day at a time, blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of truth in those. For me, I've been reading books with other alcoholics, like, Drinking a Love Story by Carol Knapp. That was a really good one. My Lush Sobriety, Remembering the Things I Drank to Forget. These have all been really good, transformative books for me. And they really just let me know that I'm not completely insane. Other people drink like this. Other people look when a bottle of wine or, a pitcher is sat down at a table and they're gauging how much is in there and how much I can have. And there's this whole different psychosis that goes on that other normal drinkers don't have. So it just lets you know that, like, look, I'm not completely insane. There are other people like me. I've had a couple thoughts, back and forth in my head. I'm like, I wonder if one day I'll ever revisit trying to responsibly drink, because through all the progress you get through sobriety, and I still don't like to refer to it as like my sobriety or anything. I just don't drink. Nothing else around my life has changed. And I realize that I'm kind of in the minority on that. A lot of people that do make the decision to stop drinking, stop going around places that serve alcohol. I still work at 2 breweries. I spill beer on my hands every single day. But I look at it as like something I can't put in my body. Like, it's a poison to me, because when I drink, everything falls out of whack. So, but I have no hatred for alcohol itself. I have no hatred for the industry or the people I've met through it. So, and everyone's life is different. This just works for me. I don't drink. I don't go to meetings. It doesn't stop me from going on drinking expeditions with people. I just happen to be the sober one. So, and it really, like, if it was hard for me, I would stop doing that. Like, I would not keep putting myself in a position where I think I'm gonna fail. It's just not tempting anymore for me because I like my life so much how it is now. But I've thought about in my head, I'm like, since I've made all this progress through not drinking anymore, it makes you think like, God, I can do anything. I could probably even drink responsibly. But that's the trick. That's the alcoholic in the back of your mind always being like, fucking give it another shot. But the way I drink non-alcoholic beer when I'm drinking it with people, I still drink it like an alcoholic. Before we're leaving, I make sure I finish it. I mean, maybe part of that is that I paid for it, so I might as well get the whole thing. But I still drink it like I'm gonna get some kind of, not even of effect, but like I can't waste it, can't leave any of it behind. So that just lets me feel like, no, if I were to even try again, which when I'm talking about revisiting it, I'm not talking about after these 3 months or a year. I'm talking like in my 50s or something, but part of me is like, why even risk that? And if I like my life the way it is, don't change it. So I can't safely say there will never be a day in my life that I will never have a drink again. I'm sure when I'm old, like in my 60s or 70s or something, which I know isn't like ancient, but I mean, I'm sure there'll be a day that I'm sitting on the beach somewhere. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to have a margarita. And maybe shit goes horrible and spins out and I can't handle it anymore. And I'm like, no, I really can't ever drink again. Or maybe it's something that I really need to take a very long, big break off. Whatever it is, I mean, I think since I never learned how to drink responsibly. I started drinking roughly when I was around 14, and you drink like a fucking idiot when you're a 14-year-old. You drink out of the bottle, and you get blackout drunk, and do stupid shit. That just never stopped. I never learned how to be a responsible drinker. I never really even wanted to have the opportunity to learn how to do that. So, but I mean, I'm not missing out on anything. That was my biggest fear, was that I was going to be missing out. That I was going to somehow not have as much fun as other people. And I realize now that if I'm not having the same amount of fun, I'm having more fun. Because I'm remembering everything, and I don't have any regrets, and I don't have people looking over at me. If anything, I just get people that the longer I don't drink, the more respect I get from them. Because a lot of people, I don't believe, thought I could do this. And I don't blame them at all. I've said I was going to do it in the past. I've tried, and I've lied in the past, and I have bottles of wine and cider and stuff stocked in my apartment now for, friends and family and whoever come over. And it's because I'm not lying to myself anymore. Because if I were to go and drink any of that, that would start that whole process of lying to myself again. And I fucking love being honest with myself and not having that fear of like, who knows what, and oh, did I tell them? It's just gone. Because I don't lie to myself. And the drinking was always the cause of everything. Because deep down, I'm a really nice person. I'm a really good person. But you pour that alcohol on me, and that's just that, like, that lubricant that I need to slip into this really evil version of myself. So, I'm really happy with my life, and I know that it seems weird, because like at times you think I'm like, am I an alcoholic? Because this feels too easy. Like, this feels like this should feel harder. But once you get that momentum and you like it and you're addicted to that new positive change, it's easy to not want to go back. And it's just it's a totally different world now, and I've become a connoisseur of non-alcoholic beverages, and I don't know how else to say it, like my life hasn't changed so much that I still don't see a lot of my same friends, or that I don't go on outings because there might be alcohol around. I went to my sister's wedding where there's plenty of booze, and instead of me showing up and getting buzzed and trying to like mingle with everyone that way. I show up and I stay sober, and people talk to me about this, and no one's in my apartment right now, and I'm just talking because I just want to put these words out. So when I do have an ear to listen to it, or to listen to me, then it's even better. I like to talk. I'm a talker. So it's definitely like you gotta want it. That's what I realize, is that you have to want this, because there's been a couple people thus far in me being sober that have been like, you've inspired me, I want to stop drinking too, you got to hold me to that. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I can't make you be sober for you, because I'm doing it for me, and that takes my energy for me. And no one's ever been like, 6 years sober because he keeps smacking the beers out of my hands. And even if that were the case, you're not being sober because you want to be sober. You're forcing yourself down a way. And when you're doing it that way too, you still have that mental weight of wanting to drink all the time on you. You gotta really let that go. And once you do that, and you just accept that you just don't drink anymore, the fucking whole world opens up. It's amazing. It really is. And I'm really glad I made this decision. And my rock bottom wasn't me crashing into a car or killing anyone. It was just me driving home one night after drinking, and a cop pulling up behind me, and me realizing, if he pulls me over, I go to prison. I lose it all. For what? For nothing. Alcohol systematically made me justify insanity to myself. And when you have something that is that dangerous and seductive and volatile that you voluntarily keep ingesting, there's a problem. So that's when I just watched, my other videos, and I'm glad I stopped, man. I feel better today. I look better today, and I can't wait to hit a year, man. That's going to be fucking awesome. A whole year without drinking alcohol. It seems like a fucking mountain, but you don't start a hike by looking at the summit. You just take a step. So, and there's a lot of those kind of like cliche things, but there's a lot of truth to them, and I don't really have like a daily mantra or anything like that. I just know that I don't drink. It's as simple as that. I wake up and I know I don't drink. It's not even I don't drink today, or like, oh, maybe someday really far down the future. It's just, I don't drink. And it's become very second nature. It's become part of my personality and who I am. And if you're ever thinking about stopping drinking and thinking how people might view you differently, they will. They will have mad respect for you. Because not drinking is a hard thing to do. And once you get that under your belt, people will go, holy fuck, I don't even know if I could do that. Not drink at all, ever. So I used to think that people would look at me differently as weak. And, oh god, he can't do what we all can do. But it's the exact opposite. They're like, fuck, good on you, man. That's insane. I don't know if I could do it. And you get people that say like, oh, I took a break for a while, or this and that. And it's like, for people like me, it's not about taking a break. It's about stopping, because it's destroying your life. So, and every one of these videos, everyone says the same thing, but it is the truth. If I can do it, you can do it. I work at 2 breweries. I know every bartender in this town, and every single night I get off of work, I have cash in my pocket, and I have nothing but time and money in between my work and my home. There's a bunch of bars in between there, and at any single point I can go in, not even be charged for a drink, and go get it. So if I can do it, you can do it. I was waking up and my eyes would open and I go, beer, alcohol. And now I don't do that. And my personality helps a lot. People have consistently said, if there's anyone I know that doesn't need alcohol to be fun, it's you, which is a massive compliment, and I've always appreciated that. But what I'm more getting at is that there is fun without booze. And in fact, there's more fun, because you remember it and it's wholesome fun. When you find yourself forgetting what time it is or your responsibilities for the next day because you're just wrapped up in that moment, like, that's what you're looking for, you know, pure happiness, true pure happiness that comes from within without the use of any other substances. And I've been having that a lot. So it's truly a gift. And it's one that you can give yourself. And just all you really need to do is set up things, because you're going to have, when you stop drinking, you're going to have a lot of empty time. So you got to find something to fill that space with, whether it's exercising or, you know, picking up reading or learning a new skill set, or finding a different hobby, or researching things around the area that you live in, or finding a new friend, you know, finding all these projects that you've put off. Like, it's as simple as just starting them. If you look at your massive closet that's cluttered and you're like, one day I'm going to reorganize it, just start doing it. Go in and start throwing shit on the floor. And once you make a mess where you can't, you know, function without it, then you have to do it. And once you accomplish that one thing, you go, fuck, I did it. And then you got it. The snowball just starts. And just keep adding to it, you know. Next thing you know, you look back on your week, your day, your week, your month, your year, and you're like, look at everything I've done. And then you try to lay that template of adding alcohol to that, and you wouldn't have done any of that. And then what are you really missing out on? Your life, or just drinking in a bar with people sometimes you barely fucking know, and you realize they're doing the same thing to you. When you get on this side of the fence, it's gross when you look back. And I'm not saying that everyone I know that drinks is an alcoholic. That's not the case. But you definitely start noticing problem drinking patterns in a lot more people, just because they echo what you went through. That's all it is, you know. It's not my place to judge. It's not my place to go in and tell people how to live their life or what to do. And maybe for some people, it isn't actually problem drinking for them. It just mirrors what led into problem drinking for us, you know. Everyone's different, though. And I wouldn't change anything. I'm glad that I drank all the times that I did that led me to this point, because I've always wanted to be bigger and stronger. And this has been the launching pad for that. So it's been a little over 3 months. I'm thinking I'll make a 6 month, a 9 month, and then a year video. And, I don't know, maybe one every year. Something like that. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll be too busy living my life. Alright. Thanks, guys.